Hi everybody, this is Brian from Carving is Fun, and in this video I'm going to share with you my review on what is easily my favorite whittling knives, and that is OCC Tools wood carving and whittling knives. These are made by Mike Shipley and they are outstanding knives for the price you are paying. Now, even though I own some knives that are considered to be of higher quality when compared to OCC knives, OCC does have a kind of like an untangible kind of quality that quite a few people will experience when they're buying a more expensive knives, like all of these, like the Drakes, Helveys, or even Deepwood Ventures. And that is buyer's remorse. Now, I know for me, subconsciously, I grab my OCC knives long before I'll grab any of these other knives. And it took me a little while to really understand why I was doing that, but it's primarily because I don't want to put wear on these knives subconsciously. I know that I paid more money for them and that they're much nicer knives, but just some deep-rooted subconscious thing in my head is if I have a cheaper knife that performs just as good as all these other ones, I'm going to probably grab the cheaper knife first because I don't want to put wear on my more expensive knives. That's just me. I had to think about it to figure it out, but I know that's where my mind went to. Now, even though I gravitate towards my OCC knives first, there are a couple things on them that are less than perfect, and I'll get on those in a little bit. But let's go over some of the basics about the knives themselves. The steel on these knives are O1 tool steel. That's the letter O, number 1 tool steel. It has a Rockwell hardness of about 59, and they come razor sharp right out of the packaging. They're ready for you to use right away. Really good edge retention. You can whittle for a long period of time without having to worry about your edge getting dull. And one of the best parts is it's a great price. You can get them between $23 to $28 depending on who you get them from. And I'll put a list of good vendors down below where you can go and pick up your own OCC tools for a pretty good price. I like to shop around at all of the ones I have listed below just because some places might have available options that the others don't. It's good to shop around a little bit. All right, let's use this one here. Now, there are several things I really did like about the knives. And the first one is that they come razor sharp right out of the box. They are ready for you to use. There's no need to hone them, no need to sharpen them. You just take them out of the packaging and you can start going with them right then and there. And their edge retention is really good. I can easily whittle for about half an hour without worrying about honing down the edge. It still cuts pretty good. And another thing about it too that I like is its edge grind. It's, for the most part, it's a flat grind from the front and back. So it doesn't have any major bevel. It does have a small micro bevel on the edge, but it's not anything bad or really hard to hone down after you are using it. It's easy to maintain. It's a pretty good edge for what they're putting on it. And the blade thickness is very similar to that of flex cut, maybe just a hair thicker, but the edge grind is ground back a little bit further than that of the flex cut. Now, another really cool thing about OCC Tools is they have a lot of different types of blades available for a lot of different styles of whittling and wood carving. They have different lengths available. They have different styles and thicknesses. They even have little scoop knives and whatnot. They have a large variety of different tools of different sizes and different angles available to them. I only have five of the tools, but there are a bunch of them. If you go check out the websites I have listed below again and check them and see what they have available, you'll see a whole bunch of different options to fit just about every need you're gonna have for any sort of wood carving or whittling. And along with that, they have different styles of handles available as well. They have your basic kind of like a straight handles like these guys right here, but then they have the extra wide handles, which are the ones that I personally like because they fit my hands a little bit better. And then they have this really cool grip handle one, which it feels like it contours the fingers just a little bit better than your standard handles. You can find different blade and handle combinations depending on where you're getting them from. But again, you get a lot of different choices when you're going through, trying to go through all the OCC knives available on the different websites. And one of the things that a lot of you are going to like a little bit more compared to some of the other more expensive knives is their affordability. These things range in between $23 to $28 depending on who you get them from, what style knife you get, and even some places have small little kits that you can get them for and save a couple bucks that way as well. It's a really good choice for anyone who is just starting, or even who is experienced and just looking to get a different type of whittling knife to add to their collection there. Now, before I go over what I really didn't like about the knives, I want to let you know I compared a bunch of other different whittling knives compared to each other, and just want to see which ones were some of the better options available for whittling and wood carving. I'll have that video linked down below. Feel free to check out that video. It's a good way to see what other options are available for you, because you never know, maybe these ones aren't the ones that you want. That video will have several other ones in there for you, so you can get a good idea of what's out there. Now, of course, not every knife is perfect, and at this price range there has to be some little quality cuts or shortcuts that they have to do in order to maintain a good quality blade. And that one, I believe, is the main one. I believe is just the handle itself. They're not exactly round. They are kind of rounded on the edges, but they're kind of square and blocky. Some of y'all may not like that. Like their main ones are also more squared. Even their gripper blades are more squared in design. They have rounded edges, so there's no sharp edges on the wood that's gonna poke into your hand. I find them to be still relatively comfortable, even though that they are kind of a blocky design. I know my wife doesn't like the feel of the handle too terribly much. She does like the really nice rounded and finished handles of the Drake knives, but it's not gonna stop very many people from saying, oh, this knife is horrible. It's just one thing I've noticed while using them that I'm not particularly fond of, but again, it's not going to stop me from using it. And then one of the other things I wasn't too terribly fond of was, and this is kind of nitpicky, are the blades aren't exactly honed down super shiny, like some of the other higher end knives. You can see there's still some unfinished parts near the back, and it's kind of a rougher look to it. It still feels very smooth, but it just has a funky little lined look to it, like it was ground down kind of roughly. It won't interfere with anything. The blade is still razor sharp. It's not really anything to worry about at all. And then finally, the last thing I wasn't too terribly fond of was actually the availability of the knives. These are still handmade knives, and it's not like your mass-produced flex cut knives or beavercraft knives. No, these are still handcrafted. They are not cranked out in super high volumes compared to the other ones, and that causes them to suffer from some availability of different types and styles, especially the more popular ones. So again, like I said before, you might want to go and shop around at different websites to see who has what available. One website might have the style you want, while the other may not. I know for me, I had to shop at about 3 different websites to get all the knives that I have, all 5 of the different knives I had, because some had the knife I wanted while others didn't. Yeah, that's good enough for right now. Now still, when comparing the OCC knives compared to like some other more expensive knives, or even knives at about the same price, OCC Tools are a great option and should definitely be worth your consideration, regardless if you're a beginner or you're an experienced whittler. And with the combination of the nice quality cutting edge and a variety of different handles and tool styles available, plus the affordable price that they come at, the OCC Tools are definitely a winner in my books. So if you're considering picking up new knives, or if you're looking to get some replacements, give these guys a look if you haven't done so already. I'm pretty sure you're going to be quite happy with them. Now this channel is all about carving and lets me have fun showing some of my wood carvings, stone carvings, and all the fun little tools I get to play with along the way. So feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It lets me know you all are enjoying them, and it helps keep me motivated to make more stuff for you to watch. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have yourself a great day.